Alright, this is the last video for making your gradient geometric backgrounds for some of our yearbook pages. When you have your Illustrator file, you'll see you can turn off all your layers except for the first background. So what you'll want to do is turn on one background and one shape at a time. So I'm going to click background 1 and shape 1. Looks like this, and I'm going to export a JPEG of that. So go File, Export, Export As, and I'm going to name it background 1, and I want to make it a JPEG like this. Now this is very important. We've never done this before. Make sure you click use artboards. If you don't, it's going to save all this extra space off on the side. We don't want that. So make it say use artboards. All right, and then say export, and then change this to RGB because our yearbook company wants all their files in RGB. You can make the quality 7. Leave that on baseline standard. This is very important. It needs to be high resolution, 300 pixels per inch for printing. And you can leave that as is. And then say OK. All right, so that's our first one. Now I'm going to turn off the shape 1 and the background 1. And we're going to use background 2 and shape 2. So we have those zigzaggy lines, and we're going to do the same thing. File, Export As, and we're going to name this background 2, and whoops, click on Use Artboards, say Export, change that to RGB, 7, standard, 300 DPI, leave that, OK. Alright, now we're going to make our third one, so we can turn on background 3, turn off shape 2, and do shape 3. And then do File, Export As, and we're going to name it background 3, JPEG, use artboards, don't forget that, export. Change this to RGB, that's also very important, 7, 300 DPI, OK. And then the last one, so turn on background 4, turn off shape 3, and turn on shape 4, the squares. And then say File, Export As, and we'll name this one background 4, JPEG, use artboards, don't forget, export. This is important too, don't forget this, RGB, and then this always stays the same, 7, 300 pixels per inch, OK, and there we go. And then when you're done, you can just save that. That'll save your Illustrator file. So those 4 things that you just exported, you can put them in your Google Drive, you can put them on your Google Slide portfolio all on one page, but you're also, I'm going to be giving you a form to fill out where you can attach the high-res versions that you exported, and I'm going to put them in a Google Drive that everybody can see. That way when we start building our yearbook, there will be a folder called backgrounds, and everyone can start building yearbook pages using these beautiful backgrounds that you made.